Well, dear students, in today's session, we'll learn few more aspects on capacitors. You remember when we have started discussing on capacitors, we learned the mechanism of capacitors very importantly, and every capacitor has two plates based on the mechanism or the principle what we studied. There are two plates, so two conductors of any shape. Accordingly, based on the shape, there are types of capacitors. If you remember, we have learnt mainly two types of capacitors until now. One is parallel plate capacitor, spherical capacitor, and now there is one more type we are going to introduce, what is called a cylindrical capacitor. Right? So if you remember the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, capacitance of spherical capacitor, right? I just recall the idea. Capacitance of parallel plate capacitor, which is epsilon naught A by D. Remember, parallel plate, two plates, circular plates maybe, plane sheets maybe. Then we also learnt capacitance of spherical capacitor. There are two spherical conductors. The formula is 4 pi E naught A into B divided by B minus A, where A and B are the radii of spherical capacitors. Inner spherical conductor and outer spherical conductor, their radii. B is the radius of outer spherical conductor, A is the radius of inner spherical conductor. And even prior to this, remember students, prior to these two, we also learned capacitance of a spherical conductor, which is 4 pi E naught into R, where R is the radius of spherical conductor. And taking Earth as an example, spherical conductor, and even we calculated the capacitance of Earth. If you remember, Earth has a large radius, 6,400 kilometer, and substituting the radius, even we have measured the capacitance ability of collecting charges on Earth's surface is about 711 microfarad, if you remember, if you recall. So like capacitance of spherical conductor, an isolated spherical conductor, parallel plate capacitor, spherical capacitor, remember. And in all the formulas, you will see that capacitance is independent of charge and potential between the plates. It depends on the dimensions, size and shape, and also on the surrounding medium. Very important. Well, so now accordingly, we are introducing one more type of capacitor, students, what is called cylindrical capacitor. One more type of capacitor, what is called cylindrical capacitor. What is cylindrical capacitor? Look at this: inner cylinder and outer cylinder. Inner cylinder of radius R1, outer cylinder of radius R2. Inner cylinder is positively charged, and you know, by the method of induction, the inner surface of outer cylinder gets negatively charged and outer surface gets positively charged, and of course it is neutralized by connecting this to ground. This is earthing. Outer plate of the capacitor is earth connected so as to decrease the potential, and hence in order to increase the potential of the capacitor, we add charges so that the ability of collecting charges will increase. Now let us also find the capacitance of cylindrical capacitor, whose length is L. Remember, inner cylinder has radius R1, outer cylinder has radius R2, and both have length L itself. Well, to calculate the cylindrical capacitor, its capacitance, and in general, while calculating capacitance of any capacitor, we first have to find out PD between the plates, and then applying the formula Q by V, basic formula for capacitance, with the definition charge given to the potential raised. So we can get the formula. We'll see how to get this formula. Remember, first I go with what is E. I mean, E means electric field between the plates. Between the plates of the capacitor. This is cylindrical in shape. The formula is lambda by 2 pi E naught into R, students. 2 pi epsilon naught into R. How this formula, if you remember, this formula we derived, if you remember, using Gauss's law in the first chapter, while finding electric field due to infinitely long wire containing charges. uniformly distributed charges on the wire, thin wire, and charges are distributed on it, and we enclose that wire by constructing Gaussian cylindrical surface, and we arrive at this formula, if you remember, where r is the distance between them, and lambda, as you know, linear charge density, which is q by L divided by 2 pi E naught into r. Lambda is a linear charge density, charge distribution per unit length. This is the one, charge distribution per unit length. Yes. Similarly, now let us find out PD between the plates. Between the plates of the capacitor, PD, and you know the relation between PD, dV, I write small pd is equal to E into dr. This formula we are establishing because electric field is equal to dV by dr. Because electric field here is uniform, potential varies, potential difference varies, PD, positive charge, negative charge, positive charge, negative charge, PD varies between them. PD between the plates, potential difference varies with the distance. Field is uniform between the plates of capacitor, field is uniform, so PD varies. So we can apply this result here, and if you want to calculate what is the PD over the entire region from center top to here, so means from this distance from the surface R1 to R2, you have to integrate this equation, extending the PD from this point to this point. So from the distance R1 to R2, this is R1, this is R2, if you remember. How much is the PD? You can calculate by substituting E here, and dV is the small PD between the plates or a small distance dr. What is the total PD between the plates extending from distance R1 to R2? Extending from distance R1 to R2, here to here means R1, this is R2. Similarly, this is R1, this is R2, right? Therefore, we go with the version. Substituting, remember here I write dV is equal to your q by L is 2 pi epsilon naught L into R into dr. This is small PD or small distance. To get total PD between the plates, you need to integrate. So integration of dV from where to where? From distance R1 to distance R2 is equal to integration q by 2 pi E naught L into R into dr over the limits R1 to R2, and integration of dV is V, students, and here q by 2 pi epsilon naught L is constant, which comes out R1 to R2, 1 by R into dr. L length of the cylinder constant, total charge on the plates constant, epsilon naught, 2 pi epsilon naught is constant. So R varies, dr varies from here to here, PD varies, hence R is the variable. So, and we know, students, this is 2 pi epsilon naught L, and you remember integration of 1 by R is log R between the limits R1 to R2. This you have to remember, integration of 1 by R is log R. Of course, to the base C it is this is. Now by the definition, you remember, by the definition of C is equal to Q by V, if you apply Q divided by, what is V? V is here Q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught L into log of, applying limits for smaller, it will be R2 by R1. Of course, log R2 minus log R1, directly I am writing log R2 minus log R1, which is log of R2 by R1. And Q and Q cancel here, students. C is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught L, right, divided by log of R2 by R1, you remember. This is a natural logarithm, of course, natural logarithm. If you want to convert into common logarithm, multiply by 2.303. You remember, we have got this result. What is it? C is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught L divided by log of R2 by R1 to the base E. These are the results of capacitance formulas for various capacitors. Look at this. Mainly 4 important formulas for capacitance of different capacitors. First one is isolated spherical conductor. Second is parallel plates. Third one is two spherical conductors, hence we call spherical capacitor. Fourth is cylindrical capacitor, 2 cylinders. This is a method of getting these results. However, remember, for regular examination you don't have the derivation, just mention of formula. However, we have followed few steps, simple and easy steps, to know how to get the formula for capacitance of cylindrical capacitor. In fact, this formula also we have made calculation to get this result. Even this also we made. Though for examination you may have question to derive this result only. These 2 results you may be asked to mention the formula to write the expression. However, even formulas are shown with the necessary calculations for better understanding, for better remembrance. So what is done? First, the electric field is noticed between the plates, and PD is calculated by the relation between electric field and potential difference. A small potential difference over small distance. Extending this between the plates, so you have to integrate above, and hence this result. Well, students, even I have drawn one more arrangement of capacitors here. Of course, this is also taken from textual question. Here is arrangement of 4 capacitors shown, C1, C2, C3, C4, and their respective values are given and are connected between terminals of the battery whose voltage is given 300 volt, remember. And there are 3 questions followed with. You may have such questions for 5 marks in the examination, board examination. 5 mark numerical questions ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. 3 questions ಇದೆ. ಏನು? First, find C effective. Of course, obviously between plates of the capacitor. Then asking for charge on each capacitor. There are 4 capacitors, so what is the charge on each? Third, PD between the plates of the capacitor. 3 questions ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಈ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ 3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸಿಲಿಂಡ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಗಾಸಸ್ ಲಾದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. ಪಿ ಡಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟಿದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಓವರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಓವರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ R1 ಟು R2. ಇದು R1, ಇದು R2, ಸೊ R2 R1. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನು ಲೋಯರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟಿಂದ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ R2 ಬೈ R1. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಲಾಗ್ R2 ಮೈನಸ್ ಲಾಗ್ R1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದೆ, ಲಾಗ್ M ಮೈನಸ್ ಲಾಗ್ N ಈಸ್ ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ M ಬೈ N. ಆ ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗೆ ಬರೆದು ಟೋಟಲಾಗಿ ಈ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. Now let us refer this arrangement, students. Let us see how to get the results for the questions mentioned. Note, find C effective for the arrangement. This is the arrangement given. 4 capacitors, C1, C2, C3, C4. You will find C effective, charge on each capacitor, and PD between the plates of the capacitor. Let us solve one by one. And it is very simple and easier. At the very outset, you can see that C2 and C3 are in series. Obviously, they are in series. Then, look at this. But then these 2 are in parallel. Right? Then that will be in series with this. That will be in series with this. The given arrangement can be redrawn if not followed at the very outset. In fact, it is very easy. At the very outset, we can calculate the effective calculation by analyzing that C2 and C3 are in series, which is in parallel with the C1, and that combination is in series with the C4. If not analyzed, we can even draw this in this form. Look at this. This is as same as this. This is how the arrangement stands. The same arrangement is redrawn into this fashion. This is what the arrangement looks. Yes. This is C1 given, C2, C3, C4 given. I hope now you can understand very easily, students. I go with C2, C3, which is in series. C2, 3, I write. C2, 3 refers to combination of C2 and C3, which is C by n ವರ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ C by 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 200 by 2. So therefore C23 will be 100 picofarad. Why? Because you remember two identical capacitors in series, formula is C by 2. N identical capacitors in series, formula is C by n. In that way, 100 picofarad. Now C1 and C23 are in parallel. Therefore, C1, 2, 3, the effective combination of 1, 2, 3 will be C1 plus C2, 3, which is equal to C1 is 100 plus C2, 3 is 100 picofarad, which is 200 picofarad, students. What is this? C1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 refers to what? Combination, effective value of C1, C2, C3. C1, 2, 3 written. Now, so you ಮೂರದು combination ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. Replace all these three by only one. What is the value? 200 picofarad. Now that will be in series with what? C4. Yes. C1, 2, 3 and C4 are in series. Therefore, effective formula totally, this is C effective. When two non-identical capacitors are in series, you remember the formula like C1, C2 by C1 plus C2. In that regard, it will be C1, 2, 3 into C4 divided by C1, 2, 3 plus C4. 200 into C4 is 100 divided by 200 plus 100. ಇದು 300 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 300 2 zeros ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮಗೇನು ಉಳಿತದೆ 200 by 3 ಉಳಿತದೆ picofarad. This is answer to first question. ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ, ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಇನ್ನೂ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ, ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತಪ್ಪ? 200 by 3 picofarad ಬಂತು ಈ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಇದು. ಈ 3 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್. ಕೊಟ್ಟರೋ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಈ ಥರ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. C2 ಮತ್ತು C3 ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅದು C1 ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ C4 ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ C4ಗಂತೂ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. C4ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, C4ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು Q1 ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು Q2 ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ Q23 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಈ ಥರ C4ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, C1 ಮತ್ತು C2 C3ಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೋಗಿ Q23 ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಚಾರ್ಜು ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾದಮೇಲೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಉಳಿದ ಪಿ ಡಿ 300 ಒಳಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಹೋದರೆ ಉಳಿದ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಪಿ ಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಇವೆರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಿ ಪಾರ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ನೋಡಿ. C4ಗೆ ಏನು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ C4 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ Q = V ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಥರ 2 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ C4ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಾರ್ಜು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ 2 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. 2 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್. ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಂಟು ವಿ. ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾನು C4 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. C4 ಅಲ್ಲ. C4 ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ C4 ತೊಗೋಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವಾಗ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ 300 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾನು C4 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಕ್ಷನು, C4 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಂಟು ಟೋಟಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ C4 ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ 300 ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. C4ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. C4ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಒಟ್ಟು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಸೊ ಸಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಟೋಟಲ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ 2 × 10⁻⁸ ಇದು 10⁻12, ಇದು 10⁻4. ಸೊ 10⁻8 ಕೂಲಂಬು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಯಿಂದ 2 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಂಬ್ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಈಗ ಈ ಚಾರ್ಜು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜು C1ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿದ ಚಾರ್ಜು C2 C3 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾಗಿ ಗಮನಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. C1 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್ ಇದೆ. C2 ಮತ್ತು C3 ಒಟ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡು. ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕೂಡ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ನಾವು C2 C3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ C2 C3 ಅದರ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ C23 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್, C1 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ C1 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ C2 C3 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ C1 = C23 ಎಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ Q ವಿಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ, ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ. ಎಸ್, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ Q1 ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ Q23 ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Q/2 ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಬೈ 2 ಅಂದರೆ 1 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್. Q23 ಮತ್ತು Q1 ಸೇಮ್. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ Q23 ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಫಾರ್ C23 ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ C2 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ C3 ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಮ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ C2ಗೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಚಾರ್ಜು, C3ಗೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ? 1 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ C2 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ C3 ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ Q23 = 1 × 10⁻⁸ ಕೂಲಮ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆನ್ ಬೋತ್ C2 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ C3. ಈ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾಯಿತು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ರು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಬಂತು? ಒಂದು ಸಲ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. C4 ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ C4ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜು C4ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ C4ಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು 2 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಕೂಲಮ್. C1ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು 1 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಕೂಲಮ್. C2 ಮತ್ತು C3ಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು 1 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಕೂಲಮ್, ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಅವು ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ C1 C2 C3 ಮೂರಕ್ಕೂ 1 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಕೂಲಮ್, ವೆರಾಸ್ C4ಗೆ 2 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಕೂಲಮ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಂತು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ, ಥರ್ಡು ಪಿ ಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಪಿ ಡಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ನ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ಈಗ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಗೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಅವುಗಳ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪಿ ಡಿನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಹೇಳಿ? C = Q/V, V = Q/C ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಪಿ ಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ಹೌ ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್. We are calculating PD between the plates. Yes. ಯಾವ ಥರ? ಫಾರ್ C4ಗೆ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ 100 ಪಿಕೋಫ್ಯಾರಡ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. ಐ ರೈಟ್ V4 = Q/C4. ಬಡಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯೋ? V4 ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, C4 ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸರ್ Q4 ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು, Qನೇ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ C4ಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? Q ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ C4ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ? ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ C4 ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ C4 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ Q ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 2 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -8 ಇದೆ. C4 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 100 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ -12 ಇದೆ ಪಿಕೋ ಅಂದರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯಿತು ನೋಡಿ, 2/100 ಇಂಟು 10 ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ 4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ 2 ಇಂಟು 10 ಪವರ್ 4, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ 10 ಪವರ್ -8 ಇದೆ, -12 ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದರೆ +12 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 10 ಪವರ್ 4 ಉಳಿತು ಬೈ 2. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಒಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಉಳಿತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 200 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ, 200 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ವ? ಸೊ 300 ವೋಲ್ಟು ಒಟ್ಟು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 200 ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 200 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಹೋಯಿತು, ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ 200 ಉಳಿತು. ವಾಟ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? 300 - 200 100 ವೋಲ್ಟ್. 100 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 100, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 100 ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 100, ಇದಕ್ಕೆಷ್ಟು? ಈ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಇವೆರಡು ಪ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 100 ಅಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ 100, ಇದಕ್ಕೂ 100, ಮತ್ತು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಷ್ಟು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಷ್ಟು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ನಾವು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 200 ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ 100 ಫಾರ್ C1. ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ C1 100 and also 100 for C2 and C3 together. How much for C2 and C3? Look at C2 and C3 values. They are equal. Therefore 100 will divide equally. Therefore C2 will get 50 volt. C3 will get 50 volt. That's the answer. So C4 getting PD of 200 volt. C1 getting 100 volt. C2 50 volt. C3 50 volt. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಗೋ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ. ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ದ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ AB ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾವು PD ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ AB ಈಸ್ 300 - 200 ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ 100 ವೋಲ್ಟ್. therefore PD across C1 100 ವೋಲ್ಟ್. PD ಫಾರ್ C2 and C3 ವಿಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ. C2 C3 ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿಸಿ 100. ಒಂದೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಎರಡು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಂತೂ ಸೇಮೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ. therefore PD ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿವೈಡ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ 100/2 50 ವೋಲ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ V ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ AB ಈಸ್ 300 - V4 is 300 - 200 is equal to, students, 100 volt. Therefore V1 is equal to 100 volt. What is V1? PD across first capacitor C1. Similarly, what is V2? V23 together will get also 100 volt. Agar what is V2 is equal to V3, it will divide equally 100 by 2, 50 volt. Series ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇದು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ. ವಿ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ V1 ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು V2 V3 ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. V23ಗೂ 100 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, V1 100, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್. ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ C1 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ C23 ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯು ನೋ PDs ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಇದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದೊಂದನೇ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ. V1 ಬೇಕಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? V1 ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ Q1 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ C1 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Q1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 1 × 10⁻⁻8 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ C1 100 × 10⁻⁻12, like 100 picofarad. This comes out to be 100 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದೇ 100 ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹೀಗೆ 10⁻4 ಆಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಇದು ಮೇಲೂ 10⁻4 ಬೈ 10⁻2. 10⁻4 ಬೈ 10⁻2 ಈಸ್ 10⁻2, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 100. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ V2 ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, Q23 ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು, ನಾವು Q23 ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಅದರ ಕ್ಯಾಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ, 1 × 10⁻⁻8 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ 200 × 10⁻⁻12. ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ 50 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಹಾಗೆ V3 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, 1 × 10⁻⁻8 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ 200 × 10⁻⁻12, ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ 50 ವೋಲ್ಟೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 10⁻4 by 200 students, 10⁻4 by 200, you will be left with 100 by 2. Otherwise directly you can analyze orally. So this is one of the textual question we answered, where there are 3 questions asking for C effective for the given arrangement, charge on each plate or charge on the plates of every capacitor, and also PD between the plates of all the given capacitors. Such questions may be given for 5 marks, asking you to find effective capacitance, charge on capacitors, and also PD between the plates of the capacitors. Well students, we also going to take some more calculations. Remember, I hope you have followed this calculation for the given arrangement. You can refer also this in the text, right? Well, echo to this part, friends. So there is one important calculation, remember, energy per unit volume of the capacitor. Energy per unit volume of the capacitor. This is a useful relation, and one should know the energy per unit volume of the capacitor, right? Well students, we know that energy stored between the plates of the capacitor, energy stored between the plates of the capacitor as U is equal to half CV square. This is known, this is derived rather earlier, and even other forms of this is also known like half into Q into V or Q square by 2C. Remember, half CV square is one of the form where C refers to capacitance and V refers to PD between the plates of the capacitor. U is the energy stored. Now this we extend how much energy per unit volume. This is energy for entire volume. Remember, this is energy for entire volume between the plates of the capacitor. To consider, this is the one, positive charge, negative charge, D, and also, and in fact this energy is stored between the plates in the form of electric field, students. Remember, and also there is a PD between the plates. For entire volume, this is the energy, entire volume. Now if I go with the energy per unit volume, energy by volume, U by volume. Volume is area into distance. A is the area of each plate. Area into distance is volume, which is equal to half CV square divided by volume, area into distance. Area of each plate into distance gives you the volume. This U by A into D is equal to half into, students. Here C can be written as, the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor E naught A by D. This is for C. Into potential difference between the plates is written as E into D divided by this A into D, and of course this is a square. You remember, students, what is done for C? I have substituted epsilon naught A by D, and potential difference is written as electric field into distance. Potential difference is equal to electric field into distance, complete potential difference between the plates. Uniform electric field into distance between the plates. For differential form, we write dV is equal to E into dr. Remember, these are the formulas being used, and here they are substituted. Now U by A into D, energy per unit volume, is equal to, look at this, 1A cancel here, D square cancel here, friends. You are left with what? Half into epsilon naught into E square, right? D here, D square, here D square cancels, and 1A cancel. So half into epsilon naught into E square. Let us write this as small u. Small u denote energy per unit volume, which is half into epsilon naught into E square. This clearly shows you the version that energy stored per unit volume of the capacitor, and it is purely in the form of electric field. Hence the term electric field, energy we want to express in terms of electric field. Earlier we did not express in electric field, expressed only in terms of C and V, or Q and V, or Q and C, and that is also written for complete volume of the capacitor. Now per unit volume, for each cubic meter or for each cubic centimeter, how much is energy stored? So now we shall use the symbol small u. Capital U by A into D is a small u. This is the form, you should remember. This is useful, students, even useful in the later part of our study when we discuss electromagnetic waves, where electromagnetic waves is a combination of electric field and magnetic field. Then this formula is useful. Hence this is one important result you should know. Even you may have some numerical questions based on the same also. Note the steps. Simply we taken this formula and divide by volume. Volume of the capacitor is area into distance between the plates. Area into distance between the plates. Well, friends, we are also going to write one more calculation. What is called force between the plates of the capacitor. Force on each plate of the capacitor, so force between the plates of the capacitor. This is also important calculation. force between the plates of the capacitor. Why? Because why this is important? Why this is important? Because two plates of the capacitor, one is positively charged and one is negatively charged. Definitely the two plates have electrostatic force of attraction, and you know force always mutual interaction between two bodies of the two particles. Here also it is a mutual interaction, hence the force exerted by positively charged plate on negatively charged plate is same as that of force exerted by negatively charged plate on positively charged plate. Hence force between the plates of the capacitor is as same as what is the force of attraction due to one plate on the other plate. Well, let us go with the version like this, friends. So first you observe this calculation, energy stored per unit volume carefully. Then we also take this calculation, students, force between the plates of the capacitor. Alright, force of attraction on the plate of charge minus Q due to other plate. So F is equal to, we write Q into E. This is general formula, remember friends. General formula, force is equal to charge into electric field. And I write charge on the plate with minus Q, therefore minus Q. Otherwise you can take magnitude also. Magnitude also you can write, matter. Magnitude also you can write, friends. I just brief here. Yes, this is plus Q, students. This is minus Q. Definitely there is a force of attraction. Positively charged plate wants to attract negative charged plate and vice versa. And vice versa. And there is uniform electric field between the plates. Yes. F is equal to minus Q into. Remember, E can be written as E due to each plate sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is also the result being derived, if you remember, from Gauss's law while measuring electric field due to a plane sheet of charge. Remember, friends, this electric field due to one plate is sigma by 2 E naught, and you know what is sigma? Surface charge density. What is sigma? You know, surface charge density, you remember. And remember, students, due to this plate sigma by 2 E naught, due to this plate minus sigma by 2 E naught. In fact, for your understanding, I write total field is E1 plus E2, students. This is sigma by 2 E naught. Here can write plus sigma by 2 E naught in magnitude, if right, in the magnitude. And directions, why I am adding means due to this plate electric field is away, due to this plate electric field is towards, therefore total field is added up plus sigma by 2 E naught, friends. Sigma by 2 E naught is due to each plate, and in between the plates total field is sum of these two. Why? Because due to positively charged plate field is away and due to negatively charged plate towards it, therefore sum will comes out to be, remember, sigma by E naught. If you want to write E between the plates, this is E due to one plate. Well, this is the reminder, students, for you. Well, minus sigma minus Q into what is sigma? Q by 2 E naught. Sorry, Q by A. Sigma is Q by A, remember, right? Therefore Q by 2 into E naught into E. And if it is due to this, also I can take negative. So this is the one to be considered. So what is written here? What is written here? Remember, sigma is Q by A, charge per unit area. charge per unit area. Recall the ideas referred or discussed earlier. Remember. So totally, I told you F is equal to minus Q square divided by 2 into E naught into A. And let us take only magnitude here, only magnitude if you write. Considering only magnitude, we can simply write Q square by 2 E naught A. To epsilon naught E. Further, this is one also force in terms of charge, or you can also simplify this in different forms, students. Q can be written as C into V whole square divided by 2 epsilon naught A, or we can also write this, students, as off into epsilon naught A into C is again written as epsilon naught A by D whole square into V is written as E square into D square. Now observe the steps carefully, students. What are the parameters considered? So I substituted for C parallel plate capacitor, and for V E into D, like the one written here. Look at this, like that. V is written as E into D because square, E square, D square. So that now here epsilon naught cancel, 1 A cancel, D square cancel. You will be left with, students, off into, right, epsilon naught A into E square. This is what one important result you can consider. This is one important result you can consider. Or if you want, you can also write force per unit area, which is off into epsilon naught into E square. And remember this, if you compare, look at the result is same. This is force per unit area of the plate of epsilon naught E square. Also, students, F is equal to half into epsilon naught into, right, A into E square. This is what the result, remember. This is also written in another form. If you observe carefully, F is equal to half into epsilon naught into A into E can be written as sigma by E naught. E can be written as sigma by E naught. Now this is complete field between the plates, students. Complete field between the plates, as I said earlier, remember. Hence here it is mentioned clearly. This would be, students, half into epsilon naught into A into sigma is Q square by A square. In writing this in terms of Q and V, this is also one important result. Q by E naught A is again E, because Q by A is sigma, sigma by E naught is A. To get the charge, again this is rewritten, students, to get charge, and then to simplify. Either this version you can use, this version is same as this version of Q into E. Why I arrived at this result? This is also important, and can conclude here. Why I arrived at this result? I tell you just one point to notice. In one of the question in the text, remember, there is a question. I read out. What is that called? Remember. show that the force on each plate of a parallel plate capacitor has a magnitude equal to half into QV. Look at this. Question number 28 ಒಳಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Hence I even transformed from here to here. Otherwise you can conclude here itself. Why I continue discussion up to here means the reason, because there is one question where I read out once again, show that the force on each plate of a parallel plate capacitor has a magnitude equal to half into Q into E. That's what. Force on each plate, force between the plates, force of attraction on the plate of charge minus Q due to other plate, force on each plate, half into Q into E, where Q is the charge on the capacitor and E is the magnitude of electric field between the plates of the capacitor. E is the magnitude of electric field between the plates of the capacitor. Hence, I further continue to students from here. Remember, okay? Well, this will be helpful when you refer question number 28 in the text to get this result. So, two important calculations will also consider students: energy per unit volume of the capacitor. Remember the important result: energy per unit volume is of epsilon naught into E square. And also I calculated force between the plates of the capacitor, and force always occur in pair. As you know, according to third law of motion, force is a mutual interaction between the plates due to positive plate on negative plate, or due to negative plate on positive plate. Force will be same. Either this is a version, this is force per unit area, force per unit area of each plate. This is same as energy per unit volume. Force per unit area is same as energy per unit volume will get. Or just force if you want to calculate on each plate of the capacitor of Q into V. In fact, this is one of the question in the text to prove. Hence also proved. You can also arrive at this result by some other means. This is one of the method we followed here by taking basic formula for force is using Coulomb's law. Basic formula we applied. Well, students, we conclude this session. I think most of the concepts of capacitors and electric potential in this chapter we have discussed. So nearly we took some 14 sessions of videos or 15 sessions of videos to conclude this chapter, electric potential and capacitance. Well, and even we have covered numerical parts also in the chapter, in this in the entire session, particularly the video session. So in the next session we will refer some objective questions. So accordingly, in the next video, you, while referring the next video, you keep the CT material provided to you. So as usual, we will solve some important questions on this, even from first chapter as well as from second chapter. You remember, first chapter already we completed in our regular class. In the second chapter we completed via this media, right? So through this media we have interacted, and hope that you have taken useful way of learning this aspect, and accordingly keep the material with you, CET material with you, provided to you. So we will discuss objective questions from first chapter as well as second chapter. Of course, most of the concepts are also interrelated between first and second chapter. We will solve CET questions on the same. Okay, thank you.